It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. Buckle up. There's football coming your way. All that and more coming up next.
A first open back in 1975. There's a look inside the iconic Superdome in downtown New Orleans. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Before kickoff, Charles, quickly your keys to the game.
Well, partner, I can give you the standard ones: turnovers, special teams play. But here's one that doesn't get talked about much anymore, and that's time of possession. Whoever controls the football, gives their defense a break, and takes care of business, that's the team that's going to win this ball game.
Chad Ryland has this one teed up, and we are underway from the Superdome. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And a pretty slick return there. Almost got it to the 45. Officially, they'll cut him down at the 44. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. They'll be led out by their rookie quarterback, the young man out of Louisville.
For every rookie prospect, there are always nerves involved in this moment. Running your team out to start a game. But there's a reason they brought him in. We're willing to make him their starter today. They believe he can overcome those nerves and lead his team to a victory. We saw him do it at the collegiate level and really make himself into a leader and someone you can envision doing the exact same thing here in the NFL.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. It's caught inside the 25. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A big pickup of 38.
I've heard of quick strike offenses, but this has taken that to the extreme. I mean, the very first snap of the ball game, normally you're thinking, let's get our quarterback comfortable and get him into the flow of the game, but not here. They come out attacking from the outset, and it pays off in a big way.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. The first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. He couldn't get the edge there. It wasn't sealed, so maybe not all on the guy running the football all the time on those tosses and the pitches that go to the outside.
No, not at all. I would agree with that totally, because sometimes the defensive guys, they win the edge battle. And when they do that, there's no place for the running back to go, and especially for offensive linemen trying to get out ahead. With their footwork and speed, it was negligible on that play. No gain at all for the offense.
2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
They need 12 here. It's 3rd down. Now back to throw. Forced out to his left. And the tackle made at the 13. He is well short of the first. Decent gain on the scramble at 6, but now it's 4th.
Like any team playing, they're looking for touchdowns to try and help their cause. But in this case, he does get them a little closer at least if they think a field goal turns out to be the better call here.
And his kick is right there. It's good. And the Saints are going to take a 3-0 lead. Well, they had the great field position to start that opening drive. They only get 3 out of it, but still they get 3. So maybe kind of a win for the offense, Charles, and kind of a win for the defense as well.
Yeah, I would say win-win seems to sum the whole thing up, because where that ball was placed to start, that's tough on a defense, and they held them to 3. Now, if you're the offense, you're thinking to yourselves, how do we open up the playbook later on in this game and turn this 3 into 6s down the stretch?
So after the field goal, back out is Groupie to send this one away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Cardinals now getting set to go offensively, and it'll be the dual-threat quarterback Kyler Murray leading the way.
Drafted with the idea that he'd be one of the most dangerous quarterbacks in the NFL when he put it all together. We've been seeing that progress throughout his career. This guy's legs, we knew they were phenomenal. Arm, top-notch. But now we're seeing his mind come into the game. Reed's defense is better and better each and every week, and is showing patience as a passer as well. Not as eager to exit the pocket, finding guys downfield for bigger plays.
Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at their own 27. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Open man is Marvin Harrison Jr. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a 1st down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice 1st down. Drive keeps moving.
Here's Murray as he sets to throw it. Finding his target, it's Trey McBride. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. 18 on that one, and the Cardinals have a 1st down. Well, the first drive here and the first time that we've called a big tight end's name, but I can assure you this, Charles, it won't be the last.
No, it won't, because when he gets going, now it opens up opportunities on the perimeter because that'll draw the defense towards him in the middle of the field. Now your wide receivers will get involved as this game goes on.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Now a 2nd and 6. Throwing now is Murray. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
That's not the first time they've gone his way on this drive, and they were obviously keyed into it because they were there to help break that pass up.
And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on 3rd down. To throw, it's Murray. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. That gain on 3rd down, good for 28.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Here's Murray. A quick throw there is incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
2nd and 10. Murray to air it out again. That's complete to McBride. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Well, that's not just his first, not his second, already his 3rd completion here on the opening drive. And I think it's safe to say that getting him the ball in this game, one of their top priorities.
And the top priority for the defense has got to be finding ways to cover him. And I don't think you can have one basic coverage to get it done. You have to throw a number of coverages at him, make him think as he's running down.
Diving for the end zone, and the ball's knocked out.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
Murray now. Flush to his right, and he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Kyler Murray, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Cardinals have answered that early field goal to take a first-quarter lead.
Well, I'd have to say that for him, that was an all-encompassing drive because it was his arm that got his team down to that point, but his legs that finished the deal. Give him credit for making it happen.
Chad Ryland now to add the PAT. He's got it. They'll see that opening drive field goal and raise it a touchdown, and that makes it 7-3. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And the play that polished it off was the touchdown run by Kyler Murray. So after the field goal, Ryland back out as he'll send this one away. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And he'll have very good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40. New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their second drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
He'll get this one underneath to Kamara. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be second down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here. And if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Kamara up the middle. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 7 yards there and a first down.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that second down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Here's 2nd and 10. Back to throw here. Pitch and catch to Moreau, the tight end. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion and would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Cardinals' 23. A sizable 16-yard chunk there. The drive continues.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Throwing out right here, caught by Olave. So the completion good for just 3. And that'll make it second down.
Many teams, as soon as they spot man defense, if they haven't called a hitch, they'll get to it as fast as they can. They want to put the ball in the hands of one of their best playmakers and hope that he can break a tackle on the outside and go for big yardage.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And Cooks has it over the middle. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. First catch of the game for Cooks. That'll be a first down.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
They'll look to throw again. He throws it on the move, but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. And he's going to pull his way down to about the 1-yard line. 7 big yards on the carry there to get him within range of the goal line with 3rd down upcoming. So now things get interesting on 3rd and goal from the 1.
This almost becomes a Darwinian call, doesn't it? Almost survival of the fittest here. I know we can go all cliche. I'll go ahead and do it. Who wants it more here? Who has a better leverage at the line of scrimmage? Let's go and see what happens.
And I don't think Kamara got there. Looks like they stopped him short. This is a long drive offensively. Wouldn't you hate to end this with just 3 points?
Doesn't it feel like during a ball game you have certain narratives going on and there's certain drives that seem to take on just a bit more importance than others? This feels like one of those, doesn't it? To me, 3 points here, a major letdown. This is the time to go and put 6 on the board.
And his kick is indeed good. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So it was 4th down and 1 in the red zone, but they elect to take just the 3.
And I'm a little bit surprised that that's exactly what they decided to do. I kind of thought that they would go for it in that situation. But sometimes I'm sure you just think to yourself, take the 3 points, put them in your pocket, and move on.
So after the field goal, back out his groupie to send this one away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. So the Cardinals offense back onto the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
From the gun, Murray. A short one here, caught by McBride. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 23 yards the pickup there.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Murray a give. This is Connor. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Taken down by Pete Werner.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Now a 2nd and 10. Shotgun now from Murray. A short one here, caught by McBride. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the 1st quarter of play. After one, a 1-point game, 7-6. Cardinal football here to start quarter number 2. 3rd and 4. As they've got it as we resume action. Out of the gun, here's Murray. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. First connection there of the afternoon for those 2, and it's good for a 1st down. 3rd and 4, he did just enough. I mean, just enough to move the chains.
And that's all you're looking for, right? Just want to keep the drive moving. You don't need the big play there. Just get to that marker that you described, and he was able to do just that.
He's got McBride here over the middle. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
And there wasn't much room for the big tight end to do much after the catch. But at least he was able to pick up a solid gain to help his offense continue to move in the right direction.
2nd down and 4. Now Murray again. He's got Harrison left side complete. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 15-yard line. Give them 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward.
And that play came together really well for them as he found open space, makes the catch, and gets down to the 1-yard line. You know he's kicking himself right now. He thought he had a chance to get a touchdown and put that in his ledger. Instead, his team gets a chance to cash in over these next few plays.
And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that's going to bring up second down. But with his size coming out of the backfield, usually takes more than an arm tackle to get him down. That's why they like to get him involved in the passing game. No doubt about it. You saw him running that angle route there and catching the ball. And with his size, not often thought to have hands, but we're hearing that more and more. Guys are doing a better job of catching the ball at any size coming out of the backfield because they need to be a full part of the offense. Sometimes I get almost mesmerized watching these runners who have great vision. You know, those eyes that carry their feet to open spaces, make people miss. I just love watching those guys go to work. Connor. And he is in for 6. Touchdown, Cardinals. James Conner taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Cardinals are able to widen their advantage. Well, he finishes off the drive with a touchdown run, Charles. Remember, he also had a catch on this drive as well.
And that's what running backs want to be in today's NFL, a complete back. 3 downs, stay on the field, run it, and catch it. And he gets it done.
Now Ryland for the PAT. And it's up. It's good. Our score 14-6. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it was a touchdown run by James Conner that was the exclamation mark. Back out is the kicker, Ryland, and he'll send this one away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The New Orleans offense back out and ready to go. They've been settling quite a bit. They've been able to move the football some, but they've just been settling. That's one of the reasons they're down on the scoreboard.
I love that word you picked, settling, because nowadays in this NFL, you're thinking touchdown almost every drive because everything's so high-powered. Yeah, you'll take the field goal, but you always feel like you're leaving points out there when you don't put it in the end zone.
They'll be trying to put it in the end zone here on this drive. And Shaheed going to go in motion. And they'll fake the jet sweep there and instead hand it Kamara. And this will wind up a Saints first down as he's got this up to the 35-yard line.
He uses the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Again, it's Kamara. And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6.
Consecutive positive runs for him on the last 2 snaps. He certainly appears to be trying to put the offense on his back and just move them down the field when his number is called. The way he's running it, I keep going back to him.
From the 42-yard line, here's a 2nd and 4. They'll set up a throw. Cooks on the quick slant. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
And the throw and the catch were just fine, but against zone coverage when you run a drag route, what you're hoping for is he makes the catch and makes someone miss, and they don't there. Very difficult route to run when everyone has their eyes back towards the quarterback and they're able to see the route develop.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
2nd and 2. They'll get this out to Kamara. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
One of my old teammates called me the other day when he was watching the game. He's like, man, trying to watch an NFL game and trying to account for their passing game, that's difficult. And just when you think you get everything covered, here comes a back out of the backfield. And in this case, he picks up a first down.
Trying the left side with Kamara. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And this offense on 3rd down today, just 1 for 3 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. That is caught. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Cardinals' 19. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
The tight end in motion right. Now a play fake here on first down. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit and it forced an incompletion.
A 10th carry for Kamara. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15. A gain of 3.
So a player shaken up. We'll get a stoppage here. And that's Alvin Kamara, the one who's going to receive some attention. Hopefully he's okay. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside.
A 3rd field goal of the first half, not what they're looking for as they come up on 3rd down. He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. Now they're staring at a 4th down as Arizona's defense does its job.
Smart move to throw that one away. You're in field goal range, so you definitely don't want to be loose with the ball. And that's great work by this defense to force a 4th down.
Here's Blake Groupie now for the Saints field goal. This from 32 yards away. And his kick is good. And that'll get the lead down to 5.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
So after the field goal, back out is Groupie to send this one away.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Cardinal offense takes back over. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
No surprise there. Chase Young wrecks that play with a sack. I thought there at the end he may have had a chance to release that, but that pocket closed a little too quickly and down he went.
Yeah, he was certainly trying to do everything he could to extend the life of the play, probably counting in his head 1, 2, and then he ran out of time.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. To throw is Murray. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
And this drive is almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on 1st down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Murray now to throw. Screen pass to Connor. And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the 1st down. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on 4th.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the 1st down.
And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. They begin with a run by Miller. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Nice chunk of yards on 1st down. It really opens up your options for what you want to do on 2nd. You go right back to him and hope he explodes, or sucker the defense in before throwing over the top.
Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's 2nd and 6.
Again, it's Miller. And down right around the 32-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup.
Back-to-back 4-yard runs. Now, look, if they just do that all the way downfield, ball ends up in the end zone, but that's a little difficult to do.
Yeah, I think now 3rd and 2, that defense ready to stiffen up and stop that run.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the 1st here.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's got a 1st down as he's going to be taken down. But a very nice pickup there just in front of the 2-minute warning.
That's good for the Saints.
In motion left here, one of their tight ends. They go play action here on 1st down. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
The quarterback got away with one there. Looked like he was in line for a pick, but instead is knocked harmlessly to the turf.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw. And the pressure will bring him down here. The Cardinals get home for the sack.
Josh Sweat rushing in and bringing him down to the ground.
The lessons will continue, but this rookie, he's got to learn how to read situations just a little bit better. That far behind the line, he's got to find a way to get rid of the football and not take the sack, whether it's with his legs or just throwing it away.
Now 3rd down and very long.
On the counter, it's Miller. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
So on 4th down, Matthew Hayball out to punt for New Orleans. Greg George deep for Arizona.
Yeah, call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Cards will take over 1st and 10. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over.
There was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Now Murray. Pass complete there to Harrison.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
That's complete to McBride.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
It'll be an Arizona 1st down on a gain of 17.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
Here's Murray.
And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go with this 1st half.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another 1st down.
Murray to air it out again. He's going to loft one deep left side here. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Well, they had that one snipped out defensively. That's a tough one to connect on when you got multiple defenders in the area, and it winds up incomplete.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Murray now. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go.
This is what defensive coaches ask of their defenders every single ball game. Get a hand on every throw and coverage. They want the deflections. They want the knockaways. Pick it yourself if you can, but at least knock it down and guarantee it's incomplete.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away.
And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it. And they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started.
And the ball backed way up. So thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it. And we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
And an anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick 1st down.
So we have reached halftime with the visiting Cardinals out in front.
As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
We watched the veteran James Conner put together a very solid 1st half. He wound up finding the end zone on a touchdown run to help give his guys the advantage here at the break.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
The Cards with a lead, and they will get this football first as the second half gets started. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. So here's the Cardinals offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
Takes it to about the 37.
In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
From the 37, they work on 2nd and 6.
Murray going to throw.
A short one here, caught by McBride.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 8th catch for him now. He's been a big factor. And it's a first down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there, because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
To throw, it's Murray.
There's a short one caught by Ryman.
Calling a gain of 3 on the play, and that will bring up 2nd down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
From the 46, here's 2nd down and 7.
They'll toss this out right for Connor. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Third and 5.
Throwing now is Murray. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
Remember, Brandon, he ran for a touchdown earlier, so his decision to go ahead and tuck it and go again turned out to be a wise one.
And the decision is what is important here. He has made some good decisions on when to tuck it and go. On 1st and 10 is Connor. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Here's a 2nd and 8.
They stay on the ground. Here's Connor again. They juked him. And now running right through it. And out of bounds right around the 20. A gain of 10, first down, Arizona.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Connor up the middle. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage.
Tackle made by Chase Young.
The defensive line made pretty easy work of the offensive line that time.
And people get tired of the cliche that the battle is won in the trenches. But it's a cliche because it's true. And how about the battle right there? One on the edge, and the ball carrier did not benefit.
Even with that broken tackle, he'll be brought down short of the 15. Calling about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Here comes 3rd down and 7.
Shotgun now for Murray.
Able to get this one to McBride.
And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that's going to make it 4th down.
I thought maybe when he caught it, he'd have a good chance of getting that first down, but that's a nice job of holding him up and preventing him from getting to the sticks.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. They'll run for it with Connor, and he will not even make it back to the line of scrimmage. The Cardinals unable to convert there on 4th down. And this 11-play drive is going to lead to nothing on the scoreboard.
Partner, when you see a running play stop short like that, you just know that the defensive front, they won the battle of leverage and created a push back into the opposing backfield.
And for the offensive coordinator, whether you had 1 yard to go or 20 yards to go on 4th down, now you're probably saying, oh, maybe I should have passed it, right?
Yeah, hindsight is always 20/20.
They'll try and get the run game going. This is Miller. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Well, I think after that run, the defense get back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
They'll run it again with Miller. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
They need 2. Here's 3rd down.
And the slot man goes in motion left. They'll try to run for it with Miller. Yeah, this is only going to be a gain of 2. He needed 3. It's 4th and 1.
Well, we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at the 34. They'll try and start this drive in the air.
He'll get that complete to Harrison.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a 1st down.
As they began this drive, I was wondering how they were going to attack since they're playing with the lead. Would they continue to try and push the ball downfield? Well, after one play, it appears that the answer is yes.
Out of the shotgun, they'll run with Connor.
They'll get it up near midfield to the 49 before being taken down.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on.
Yeah, you only get a 1-yard buffer there from the line of scrimmage, and he got downfield a little too far, and the flag came out.
Here's Murray. Complete to Jones. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. And for the Saints here on 3rd down, an extra defensive back on the field.
Out of the gun, here's Murray. This one deep for Wilson. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, it was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Here comes the Cardinals punter now as he's on to kick it away. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line.
The Saints offense and Chris Olave getting set to take over once more. And you see the numbers for him into this third quarter. They just pop off the screen. He has been open throughout. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive.
Here now, 2nd and 4.
Inside handoff now, Miller. And only able to get 2 here, stopped at the 30.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
On play action, they'll throw. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
He came through well with a nice pass breakup there. Fortunate that he was on the spot. He's the only guy left to prevent the first down.
Here comes the Saints punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. Call it 46 yards on the punt, just a single yard on the return as he was covered quickly. And that will come the offense as they take over.
The Cardinals offense and Kyler Murray headed back out onto the field. And he had it going in the first half, that's for sure. He's really had his way with his secondary. They've been powerless to stop him, and he'll look to keep it rolling right here. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
And a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis.
He's got his tight end McBride on the out route. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. His big game continues. 10 catches now and another first down. Now that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
Murray a give. This is Connor.
Shreds him with a stiff arm. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
59 yards on the ground for him now as he's done that on 15 carries.
They've kept him in check until that run. That's the first time he's really gotten loose in this game.
And they have to keep that in mind. Don't dwell on the fact that he finally had a big run. You kind of are counting on that as the game went on. Get back to what you were doing before. Start limiting him again.
He finds his man complete. It's Harrison. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
From the 33, here's 2nd down and 5.
They run behind center with Connor. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
And they'll run the option on 3rd and short yardage.
And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL. Back now here live in New Orleans. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. From the gun, a give to counter. And he takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
And they'll come up 2nd and 7.
Again, it's Conner. And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown.
James Conner,
His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
and the Cardinals will add to their 4th quarter lead. Well, that's certainly going to bump up the old win probability index because now it's a 2-score game here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, you're taking me into that deep water now. Win probability index. This game's definitely not over. We're not looking at a 0.5% or something. It's just 2 scores. But the way that this team has played, to me, what I've seen, they absolutely deserve to win this game. They've been the better team by far throughout.
Ryland on for the extra point.
And this one gives his guys a 12-point lead. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays.
And it was a touchdown run by James Conner that was the exclamation mark. Ryland now following the touchdown, back out to kick it away. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33.
Now the Saints offense, they get ready to go back to work here.
And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the 4th quarter. This drive becomes very critical.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They'll send a tight end in motion right. A 1st down carry now for Miller. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on 3rd down. And you know what offenses want? Win 1st down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on 1st down.
2nd and 9.
They'll set up to throw.
There's a short one to the tight end, Johnson.
So no gain on the play, and that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9. Now the old pass completion for no gain, not something you want to call up out of the playbook too often.
Yeah, most offensive coordinators don't have that on their play sheet, so they've got to go back and scramble after this one. But right now, with what they're telling receivers about making sure you take care of the ball in open field, sometimes the fighting for extra yardage doesn't come as a result. That and good tackling can lead to no yards gained.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
That's the NFL vet Calais Campbell coming in and dragging him down.
And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has. But in his defense, he hadn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense.
In his defense. I got it.
You see what I did there?
Yeah, he needs better protection, that's for sure. Here comes the Saints punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. 42 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10. The Cardinals offense and their veteran running back James Conner ready for this next possession. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the 4th quarter. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Good push from the offensive line, and they've done well so far to build this lead. Now, they've got to get things to the finish line, and that's a solid pickup there to begin the drive.
Here's Murray as he sets to throw it. He finds his man, complete. That's Harrison. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
The passing game continues to be their friend. Even with a stable lead here in the 4th, Charles, they're going back to that well.
Yeah, with their overall philosophy, you know that they trust their quarterback. He's been able to throw it well. If they continue to throw these safe passes, who can blame them?
On the handoff, Conner. Oh, a solid stiff arm and some open field.
96 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Well, you know me, partner. I never tell him to back off of being aggressive, but sometimes you see the consequences when you're overly aggressive and you don't secure tackles. Guys break through.
Trying to sell out to pry that football loose, and just as you said, cost some yardage.
Yeah, you got to go get him. Stand him up first before you go for the ball. Don't just go for it initially.
Right back to Conner here on 1st. Takes this to the 32, maybe the 31. Defensively, they rally quickly after the broken tackle. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
That gives him 98 yards in this game, and he's got to feel pretty good about that, but the entire offense does. The big thing, though, Brandon, they've got to get to 100, though.
You think he knows he's at 98?
I think someone has told him by now, and here's the thing. Getting to 100 or more is tangible evidence that you've had a nice day running the football, and that's what his offensive line wants for him and for themselves.
No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the 1st.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. That's complete to his running back, Conner.
He's into space past the 25.
And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down to about the 21 or 22. So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long? From the gun, Murray. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
As defensive coordinators around the league tell me all the time, that throw is not for every quarterback because you've really got to drive the ball downfield. It's going to be a tight window for him to fit that one into. In this case, unsuccessfully.
And this is off the left upright. And it comes back. It's no good. And this will stay a 12-point game. So distance not the issue there. He had plenty of leg to get it there. It's that darn upright getting in the way.
Always gets in the way of a good time, doesn't it? Because he hit it square, too. Sometimes you can bank one in if you get it on the end of the football. No such luck there for him.
A good starting spot for the Saints as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
He'll get this one underneath to Kamara.
So the completion good for 7 there, and that'll bring up second down.
One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Trying the left side with Kamara. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on third down.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense is pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game. And all that pregame whooping has turned into results.
The offense on third down, they're hitting it just 30%, 3 for 10. Here it's 3rd and 3. He'll look to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Saints first down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8.
And in a 2-score game, obviously every play, every third down, like we saw there, magnified. Big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to third down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
On first down, he'll drop to throw.
And oh, that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete.
Oh, this defense knows. Fourth quarter, they need to make a play. That one was ripe for the taking. Could have changed the complexion of the ball game, but it winds up incomplete.
Under 4 to go now as they come up on second down.
They'll look to throw here.
Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. And the Cards are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line. Well, we saw plenty of that during his much-heralded college career. He parlayed that into becoming a first-round selection. And now here he is making interceptions in the National Football League.
And this is a guy that has all the physical tools, but the thing that sets him apart is what he's got between his ears. And that's the sixth sense for knowing where the football is going. Just an excellent play there to create the turnover.
The visitors' offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And as we roll through some of the highlights, we see how crucial he's been to their success in this one. When he's in this type of a groove and his offensive linemen are creating running lanes for him, he can really put on a show, and he's done so here. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. They have to like the position that they are in. Fourth quarter, 2-score lead, and now the ball back after the INT.
And he stopped immediately there. Now we're going to get a stoppage here as we've got an injured Cardinal on the field.
While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. To throw is Murray. Caught on the right side by Jones. Oh, and now some space to operate. Still going. And he gets it all the way down to the 3. A big play there on the catch and run. 57 yards.
Oh, big-time credit. What a play design there. They wanted to get him loose in the open field, and they succeeded. He had all sorts of room to operate in, and they finally track him down inside the 5-yard line.
After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal.
Connor.
And he'll get it down close to the goal line, but not quite in. That gets him 3 yards closer here as it brings up 2nd and goal.
This is where coaches have to have spent a lot of time going over situations with their players, because him getting tackled there is not the worst thing in the world. You're going to run more plays, right? Clock's going to go. but his thought process is getting into the end zone. It's counterintuitive for him to actually go down in this spot.
Yeah, and he will get into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona.
It's a 1-yard touchdown run, and the Cardinals have pretty well put it away here in the fourth quarter.
You think about James Conner down near the goal line, and you think about the 2021 season with his 15 touchdown runs. He believes he's as good as anybody down close, and he powers his way in here.
Now Ryland for the PAT.
And that one makes this a 19-point game. A drive there of just 4 plays.
And it was a touchdown run by James Conner that was the exclamation mark. So after the field goal, Ryland back out as he'll send this one away. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The New Orleans offense set to take over. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Puts it on the carpet. It's out. And the Cardinals have got it. Going the other way. And they have possession. And they have it at the 38-yard line. And I don't know that that fumble is going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the fourth. It doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about, we're going to address this come practice next week, because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help them improve.
Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field.
And they have to be feeling pretty good. Comfortable fourth quarter lead as they take over following the fumble recovery. And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw.
Gets this complete to Shaheed.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. The catch and run pays off to the tune of 35 yards.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Back to throw again.
And he'll find Moreau here.
And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line.
Despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down.
In today's NFL, we're accustomed to the tight end getting downfield and creating plays and wreaking a little havoc in the secondary. Not on this one, though. They diagnosed that one really well.
Tried the dump off, lost yardage. That is caught by Olave. Touchdown, New Orleans. From 21 yards away. And the Saints are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter.
And that touchdown puts us in a position to have a discussion, doesn't it? Now it'll be a 2-score game after the conversion.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt with a 2-score game they're going to have to onside kick it. We'll just see if they've got a miracle up their sleeve.
And you wonder what onside kicks they're going to use and in what sequence if they hope to have a chance to win this game.
Blake Groupie now for the extra point. And they're able to cut the deficit to 12. 5 plays there on that drive. And it was Chris Olave who finished things off with a touchdown. So 2 scores down. Time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. Oh, the Saints recovered it. New Orleans football. Well, that certainly makes things more interesting. You get the score, then you get the onside kick. A little uphill battle still, but a start.
It's not mission accomplished, but the plan is working. They are in a great spot right now, and the best part, they put the defense right back out on the field after having already scored.
Yeah, they've got the momentum here now. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. That'll be taken in by Shaheed. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the side. But scoring quickly, a must. It's 1st and 10. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. Now 2nd and 4. Back to throw here. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
A big play looming on 3rd down. Again, he'll drop to throw. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. And the Cardinals will take over here at their own 14-yard line. Well, there's a time and a place for everything. Down 2 scores late in the 4th. I get it. Now is the time to throw it downfield, but that one might just write an end to this ball game.
Yeah, I hear all the time how critical I am of play calls. Not in this situation. No other choice, really. Look at the clock. Look at the scoreboard. Had to press it and take a chance.
The Cardinals offense now works their way back onto the field. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
And they'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive. They begin on the ground here with Connor. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 15. Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the 4th. Down to a knee. Here's the Cardinals look to let the clock roll. Third down and 10. Here's a handoff to Connor. And they'll hustle up to stop him well shy of the first, right around the 15. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave them with a fourth down. So it's a win here for the Arizona Cardinals. And we talk so much about the turnover battle, determining who wins, who loses. This game, no exception. Air-free football, no turnovers at all, and they win it.
So this is one you don't have to convince your team that what you're saying is accurate. And you know what I'm talking about. Head coach always stands up in front